We all know that a person's lifespan can be influenced by many factors from genetics to lifestyle. However, there are certain harmful habits that most of us don't realize are shortening our lives, especially as we get into our 60s and beyond. A recent study revealed that many people die before the age of 85 due to these habits, and most doctors overlook them, simply attributing them to the natural aging process. In this video, we'll explore these 5 deadly habits and show you how making simple changes can help you live a longer and healthier life. Let's take a look at these common habits and how they are affecting your longevity, along with simple solutions that you can start implementing today. 1. Sitting too much. In our daily lives, many people spend the majority of their time sitting, whether at work or during leisure activities at home. While short bursts of physical activity can benefit our health, research shows that prolonged sitting can cause serious harm to our bodies, especially for those over 60. Sitting for extended periods is now considered one of the primary contributors to heart disease, diabetes, and even memory decline. When you sit for too long, your body cannot function properly. Your circulatory system becomes less efficient, reducing blood flow to the brain and other vital organs. This increases the risk of stroke, high blood pressure, and diabetes. A study has shown that people who sit for 8 or more hours a day have a 60% higher risk of premature death compared to those who sit less. Solution. A simple way to counteract this is by following the 50-10 rule. After sitting for 50 minutes, get up and move around for 10 minutes. Light exercises such as stretching, walking, or even standing while on the phone can help improve circulation and minimize the negative effects of prolonged sitting. 2. Poor sleep quality. One of the most common misconceptions is that as we age, we need less sleep. In reality, older adults need 7 to 9 hours of sleep each night to allow the body time to repair and regenerate. Without enough sleep, serious health issues can arise, such as memory loss, increased risk of heart disease, and accelerated brain aging. Inadequate or interrupted sleep prevents the body from completing essential recovery processes. During deep sleep, the brain clears out harmful proteins that contribute to Alzheimer's disease, and the immune system gets a chance to rebuild. Without deep sleep, seniors are at greater risk of high blood pressure, diabetes, and cognitive decline. Solution. A few simple tips to improve sleep quality include reducing light in the bedroom, avoiding electronic devices before bedtime, and establishing a relaxing bedtime routine such as reading a book or listening to soothing music. 3. Loneliness and social isolation. One of the most dangerous factors affecting seniors is loneliness and social isolation. While many older adults may think that living alone is normal, recent research has shown that chronic loneliness can have health effects similar to smoking 15 cigarettes a day. The risks associated with loneliness include increased chances of heart disease, stroke, dementia, and mental health issues. Solution to combat loneliness. Seniors need to maintain positive social connections. Some ways to improve social engagement include joining clubs, volunteering, or connecting with friends through technology for online chats. These activities not only make you feel loved and cared for, but also improve mental health. 4. Unhealthy diet. Many seniors believe that eating healthily simply means avoiding harmful foods. But the reality is that older adults need a different nutritional approach that supports the aging body. Foods that may seem healthy, like whole grain bread or orange juice, can trigger inflammation in the body and increase the risk of heart disease and diabetes. Foods high in sugar or carbohydrates, even if they seem healthy, can lead to chronic inflammation, joint pain, brain fog, and fatigue. Solution: instead of consuming high-carb, low-fat foods, seniors should focus on anti-inflammatory foods that work with the body's aging metabolism. Healthy fats such as olive oil, avocado, and nuts, along with anti-inflammatory spices like turmeric and ginger, can help reduce inflammation. Seniors should also be cautious of sugar spikes and focus on high-protein, nutrient-dense meals. 5. Chronic stress and worrying. We often think of stress as something obvious, but for seniors, the most dangerous stress comes from low-level, constant worrying. Seniors face stress from many sources: concerns about health, finances, the future, and even the loss of independence. This chronic stress can lead to elevated levels of cortisol, a stress hormone that increases inflammation and suppresses the immune system, raising the risk for heart disease and stroke. Solution: seniors should learn to recognize stress triggers and adopt mindfulness techniques designed for their age. Practices like yoga, walking, meditation, and deep breathing can help reduce the physical impact of stress. Additionally, shifting from fear-based thinking to purpose-driven thinking can reduce anxiety and improve overall well-being. Stay tuned for the next part of the summary, where we'll explore how breaking free from these deadly habits can have a transformative impact on your health and longevity. 6. Unhealthy eating habits and inflammation. Many seniors like David mistakenly believe that foods they have been told are healthy are actually doing them harm. David, for example, thought his breakfast of whole wheat toast with jam and a large glass of orange juice was the epitome of healthy eating. What he didn't know was that this seemingly healthy breakfast was actually spiking his blood sugar and triggering inflammation in his body, accelerating aging and setting him up for chronic conditions like heart disease and diabetes. After the age of 60, your body becomes much more sensitive to blood sugar spikes. The metabolism slows down, insulin sensitivity decreases, and the ability to handle carbohydrates diminishes. What might have been fine when you were younger now becomes harmful to your health as you age. Solution: to counteract inflammation, seniors should focus on an anti-inflammatory diet, such as the Mediterranean diet. This includes foods like olive oil, avocados, fatty fish, and vegetables. Replacing high-carb, sugary foods with nutrient-dense, low-sugar options will stabilize blood sugar levels and reduce inflammation. Seniors should also opt for healthy fats over processed vegetable oils and avoid low-fat foods that are loaded with hidden sugars. 7. Chronic worry and stress management. Nancy, a 69-year-old woman, had always been a worrier. She believed that planning for every possible scenario was keeping her family safe. However, her doctor's visit revealed a shocking truth. Her constant worrying was affecting her cortisol levels, increasing her blood pressure, and putting her at risk for heart disease and stroke. What Nancy didn't realize was that her stress was not obvious, but rather chronic, low-level anxiety that had accumulated over the years, silently harming her health. Seniors often experience stress from past regrets, future worries about health, financial concerns, and caregiving responsibilities. These types of stress, which may seem harmless, can be toxic to the body as cortisol levels remain elevated longer, disrupting sleep, increasing inflammation, and triggering emotional eating. Solution: the key is learning to manage stress by differentiating between things we can control and things we can only influence. Nancy adopted a mindset shift by asking herself, "How do I want to be remembered?" instead of worrying about all the things that could go wrong. Mindfulness techniques, deep breathing, and gentle physical activities like yoga or walking help seniors manage stress in a healthy way. 8. Reversing the effects of these habits. The good news is that it's never too late to reverse the effects of these harmful habits, no matter your age. By taking small steps toward healthier habits, seniors can experience significant improvements in their physical, mental, and emotional well-being. Let's look at the transformations of some people who broke free from these deadly habits. Sandra, who once struggled to get up from a chair without assistance, is now hiking mountains with other seniors. Her energy levels are through the roof, and her doctor is amazed by her improved circulation and overall health. Carl, who was once plagued by poor sleep, is now getting 8 hours of restful sleep each night. His cognitive function has improved, and he feels sharper than he did in his 60s. Rita, who once lived in social isolation after the death of her husband, is now surrounded by a vibrant social circle. She mentors young people and enjoys intergenerational connections that give her life purpose. David, who is suffering from chronic inflammation and joint pain, now feels like a 50-year-old after changing his diet to one that reduces inflammation and boosts energy levels. Nancy, who used to be consumed by worry, has learned to manage stress and now lives with a sense of calm and purpose. Her health has improved, and she no longer feels overwhelmed by anxiety. These transformations show that with commitment and the right changes, it's possible to live longer, healthier, and more fulfilling lives. Conclusion: these 5 deadly habits, sitting too much, poor sleep, loneliness, unhealthy eating, and chronic stress, are not inevitable parts of aging. In fact, they can be avoided or reversed with simple lifestyle changes. The key is to make small adjustments and prioritize habits that support long-term health. Whether it's moving more, sleeping better, eating anti-inflammatory foods, managing stress, or staying socially connected, you can dramatically improve your quality of life and longevity. The most powerful takeaway from these stories is that it's never too late to start. Whether you're in your 60s or your 90s, your body has an incredible ability to heal and regenerate when given the right tools. Take the first step today, and you'll begin seeing the benefits of these changes in no time. If this video helped you, please share it with someone you care about. Together, we can break free from these deadly habits and create healthier, longer lives.